This news program is proudly brought to you by
Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits
and Now Biscuits.
Provincial government strategized to address gender-based violence. Brand new police cells for Hagen. And 150,000 kina assistance for Mosby Northwest. Good evening, you're watching National EMTV News. I'm Grace Papiali. Thank you for joining us. The National Gender-Based Violence Secretariat under the Department for Community Development, Youth and Religion in partnership with UNDP had a week-long consultative workshop in Port Mosby this week to support the provincial governments in finalizing their provincial strategies, work plans and budgets for addressing gender-based violence.
Over the 5 days consultation workshop, DFCDR and UNDP experts assisted provincial GBV vocal points, budget managers and national GBV secretariat staff in maximizing the impact of their plans to end all forms of family, sexual and gender-based violence. Acting Director for National GBV Secretariat said they are helping provinces to develop their own provincial GBV strategies in alignment with the national strategy to prevent and respond to GBV in the country.
The participants from here go back, they will go and call up all their stakeholders in the province and they will validate the content of their plan. And then they are ready to launch. They're ready to launch and then they have to submit their plan to the Provincial Executive Council through a PEC submission for funding. Because in this way, only by doing that, committing resources and funding, they can take ownership at a level, at a subnational level.
They are currently doing a 4-year work plan with budget component, trying to make sure that all the stakeholders working in the respective provinces in the GBV space, both government and civil society organizations, are included. Marilyn Kajoy says about 5 provinces in the country have developed their own plans and have implemented the plans funded by their own provincial government.
The government sector, we have included them for 2024 budget. So if and when government allocates money, it will go straight to the various government agencies that also do GBV work, and then they can report on the money, how they use it. So
46 representatives from the Southern and New Guinea Island regions participated in this week-long workshop as they have already covered Momase and Highlands earlier this year with UNDP's technical support. The acting director confirmed that they have plans and a roadmap to ensure that by 2025, the government of PNG should have a functional GBV governance and institutional structure supporting the achievement of zero tolerance towards GBV with the PNG development plan. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
Mount Hagen Police Station cell in Western Highlands Province has been renovated to cater for people arrested and charged with criminal offences, including those that breach the recently launched city laws. Mount Hagen City Commission presented 2 sets of computers to the Hagen Police while opening the newly renovated cell blocks.
Western Highlands Provincial Police Commander John Sagom thanked the representatives of the City Commission for the delivery of the 2 computer sets to be used by the police and also for renovating the police cell blocks. The cell blocks are for the females, males and juveniles as well. PPC Sagom said the renovations were done at a cost of 337,000 kina.
Because of your hard work in maintaining law and order in Mount Hagen City and so as in Western Highlands Province, this is the result of our partnership with our stakeholders. You see, Mount Hagen City Commission, together with Western Islands Provincial Government, they are our main stakeholder partners. And they have come good to us in quite a number of ways.
PPC Sagom also thanked the Western Highlands Provincial Governor, Wairapa, and local MP, William Duma, for the support under their leadership. The renovations have seen improvements to water and sanitation as well, so that detainees' health conditions are taken into account. PPC Sagom gave assurance that his men and women will be working without fear or favor. Amanda Ilaitia, National MTV News.
As much as there is a crucial call on the government and responsible authorities to assist youth development in the country, young people should also have self-motivation to make something of themselves. This was expressed by the Senisim Pasin campaign coordinator, Yana Linyana, during the World Youth Skills Day commemoration yesterday at Mirigeda outside of Port Mosby.
Miss Yana encouraged the youth to strive to be better versions of themselves as they have a great potential to do so.
You got this la number, you got potential, lo senisim life blow you. Na em start lo ting ting blow you me. Ta you got strong pla ting ting, lo senisim life blow you me. You may by work hard, long come up better than who we were yesterday. This la same save me got, same save usad all man got, same strong me got, you too got. Na this la no can lose ting ting lo this la.
Sharing similar sentiments was 23-year-old Michael Yari Yari, who is just into his induction week at the City Mission farm at Mirigeda. Referring to the notion that there are currently many organizations in the country like PNG City Mission offering assistance to youths, Michael encouraged young people to step out of their comfort zones to get into activities that will benefit them for a better life.
Once why me looking inside all lining blau kain lili kol walk we me looking musem all man we all nogat straight lem but all coming said all no xiom das ko education but all coming said le all saints so me believe musem all youth must make him up mind dolo coming said los lakain all organization we all can saints.
Yari Yari went on to express that to be employed, skills are needed. And he hopes that by getting into a program such as the ones provided by the PNG City Mission will set him on the right path to a brighter future. Natasha Ovoy, National MTV News.
The Ministry of International Trade and Investment today announced 2 platinum sponsors of the World Indigenous Business Forum PNG 2023, set for October of this year. Papua New Guinea, for the first time, will host the World Indigenous Business Forum from the 24th to the 26th of October. Hundreds of business delegates are expected to attend, with half of the number being Papua New Guineans. This forum will see Indigenous business owners all over the world connecting to create a global network of Indigenous entrepreneurs. It will be hosted by the Ministry of International Trade and Investment, and the National Capital District Commission will be the co-host. Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, further elaborates on this.
Event is hosted by the government of Papua New Guinea, and they have committed $2 million towards the hosting of the event.
Minister Maru further emphasized that this forum will provide the opportunity for local businesses to build international networks. The Secretary for the Department of International Trade and Investment, Jacinta Warakai Manua, highlighted their agenda for this forum.
Most of our Indigenous businesses, those who have expressed their interest to attend this forum, are mainly at the lower level where women are involved. So that gives us confidence and direction in which we should target our efforts in driving this agenda to our peoples right throughout the country.
The Special Economic Zone Authority has seen the potential that this forum will bring as it attracts foreign investors.
We have a lot of national indigenous business people who own businesses here. ICZ is thinking of netting some investors to partner with us in ICZ concepts that we have.
Chair Lady of the World Indigenous Business Forum, Christine Papel, acknowledged both organizations for coming on board to be platinum sponsors of the event.
I think that level of confidence and making sure that we get our jobs done, all the resources has been given to us, so we're very thankful.
Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru has explained the commercial joint venture with Rigo Rice to go into massive commercial rice farming in Central Province. This was the statement he made yesterday at the International Trade and Investment Office in Port Mosby.
Start on a process to negotiate a MOU with Rigo Rice in the coming days and weeks for us to work towards a joint venture, so that one day we'll have our own national rice company producing cheap and quality rice to feed Papua New Guineans.
Locals in the Milne Bay province have welcomed the opening of the Maritime Safety Office. Hundreds stand up to witness the significant launch at the NMSA new office at Sanderson Bay.
Milne Bay province is known as the largest maritime province in Papua New Guinea, hence a lot of locals have welcomed this project initiative by the National Maritime Safety Authority. We spoke to a local earlier today from the Waima local level government who also participated in the celebrations today, and this is what he had to say.
I'm very happy and I'm very proud of Milne Bay that it's the first time this kind that it's a monitoring project of start of Milne Bay province. The Mipla Hamamas protect our saltwater in Milne Bay province.
Richard Salom, who is part Medeng, said a lot of people use seafaring as their main means of transport, and this is welcoming news for his people. Sharing the same sentiments was the Minister for Transport and Civil Aviation, Walter Schnobelt, who was the main guest speaker at the occasion today.
It dawned on me to appreciate the traditional boat builders with skills so unique to this province. There are many boat builders. There are many boats that are built here and sold to Papua New Guineans as we rely on maritime transport. I wish to convey our appreciation to an SME, Saya Boat Builders.
Lady Suharupa, National MTV News.
National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National MTV News. The member for Mosby Northwest, Lawyer Boy Samuel, today presented checks amounting to 150,000 kina to various groups in his electorate, with the main aim to help them run their projects in areas of church, sports, and women's groups.
In a small ceremony today, District Administrator Ian Michael Mapia, through the office of the member for Northwest, Lohia Boy Samuel, presented checks to groups from the Mosby Northwest electorate. These funds are from the District Services Improvement Program through budget that comes under community and church. 30,000 kina was given to the Pore Porena Circuit of United Church. Over 60,000 kina was given to Keynote Music House for the purchase of instruments for a local church ministry. 20,000 kina was given to a women's fellowship group. 30,000 kina was given to the PNG Fashion and Design Week, which will take place in September, and over 7,000 kina was given to a local sporting club.
2,000 check we gave for the Family Youth Ministry. It's a youth ministry that their ministry is gospel, so they visit the churches, prison sometimes. They go to all over what Mosby is spreading the word of God through music, and their musical instruments very, very old, so they made a request some 6 or 7 months ago. And
Samuel further elaborated on other projects that his office has in the pipeline for the Mosby Northwest electorate.
The Permanent Committee for Health, Parliamentary Committee for Health. So I met with the ADB as well. So we're trying to look at rehabilitating the Tokara clinic, which has been neglected for like the last 40 years. So we're looking at that. Also trying to put a clinic at Hohola. Also rehabilitating the clinic at Morata. So the next 5 years, we also need to rehabilitate all the clinics and hospitals. And also we are thankful for Motukota Assembly who were able to help us build a hospital at Tanubara.
The women of Hanuabada Metoria received assistance of 20,000 kina through their district services improvement funds. The money will go towards the completion of the Women's Resource Center in Hanuabada.
Speaking on behalf of the women's group, President of the Urban Region Women's Ministry in Hanuabada, Ruga Morea, said the money will be put towards the fencing of the resource center and other construction works. She said this was a first for a local member of the electorate to come to assist them.
The purpose of building this resource center is to run our women's workshops, seminars and our meetings, and also market it out to the public with the reasonable cost so we can earn some finance to help us to help our women's activity in our region.
Morea also added that she is thankful to the current member for the support and said the Women's Resource Center still needs further assistance to see its full completion. Natasha Ovoy, National EMTV News.
More than 100 students and the academic staff members at the Rumginai School of Nursing in Western Province were proud to receive new health manual books on Wednesday this week. A total of 50 sets of health manuals will boost students' learning and capacity building for better health delivery services in rural health facilities within the province.
Rural health facilities in Western Province are in dire need of health workers to deliver effective clinical services. This continuing issue needs to be addressed and patients deserve to receive medical treatment at the nearest aid post and health centres. In seeing this need, the PNG Australia Transition to Health program donated the books for improved learning of students, including the doctors, health extension officers, and the community health workers. Whilst handing over the manual books, the provincial facilitator, John Indoro, explained the contents of the manual handbooks.
Volume 1. Volume 1 is basically covering KRA 1 and KRA 2 of the National Health Plan. And Volume 2 is basically management of all the health issues that we have in PNG.
Students have been urged to serve the people after completing their 2 years of studies as community health workers and 3 years studies in diploma in general nursing programs offered at the school. Northfly District's health manager, Roddy Ukin, assured the staff members and students that the Western Provincial Health Authority, Fly River Provincial Government, and the Northfly District Development Authority will continue to support the school with such resources for better health services in the province. He encouraged students to make use of the resource books given to them.
When you graduate and go out, make sure you read them. Don't just isim book na ko lusim lo table na wanem lo. This book is going to help us. The more we read books, we're going to explore a lot of things. A lot of new things will come up. So
students and staff members thanked all who have contributed to these resource books. Natasha Ovoy, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, all students have been encouraged to use those manual books to attend to emergency cases if there are no health supervisors during their trainings and practical in rural areas. Provincial Facilitator John Idoro says those 50 health manual handbooks are tools on health professionals in Western Province can use to deliver clinical services.
And for us in Western Province, that comes to me with no doubt that when you're out there and you'll be managing is maternal cases and snake bites. Those would be the two things that obviously if you are out there working, it's a step-by-step process that you will never go wrong. And the content in those books are tailor-made, meaning that it's the knowledge of those who have been practically doing management in each of those areas have added value to the current volume that we have now, Volume 1 and Volume 2.
And New Guinea this afternoon advised that it has resumed flights to Kagamuga Airport in Mount Hagen. This comes after flights were disrupted yesterday and today due to non-serviceability of rescue firefighting trucks at the Kagamuga Airport. All is back to normal now with the 2 trucks in operation. CocaCola Euro-Pacific partners have announced their gold sponsorship towards next month's Anga Cultural Show to be held in Wabeg. They are coming on board under the theme Preserve Anga by promoting its culture.
The announcement was made yesterday at Mount Hagen's Coca-Cola depot. Coca-Cola staff representing Commercial and Sales Director Tim Solly said the commitment towards preserving Anga through culture embodies one of their major pillars, and their partnership was displayed by joining in as one of the gold sponsors this year. Meanwhile, Anga Show Committee Chair Lady Margaret Potane said no other beverage companies have come forward so far to support, and this partnership means Coca-Cola would be given exclusive rights at the show ground. She said the people of Anga appreciate the sponsorship, adding that they are major consumers of its soft drinks, as their cultural and social gatherings like peace and funeral ceremonies nowadays go with Coca-Cola drinks.
So let me proudly convey this message. Coca-Cola is the first time in the private sector of all the private sectors that are in the country. No one has come forward to qualify in the gold ribbon sponsor for the show. And Coca-Cola, you've done it. Thank you very much.
The Anga Cultural Show will be held from the 11th to the 13th of August at Ipus Oval in Wabeg. Amanda Elaitia, National MTV News.
Now we take a look at the Nest Fund market report. The Kina closed unchanged at $0.2800 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, Yokina was buying $0.2725 $0.3987 Australian dollars, $0.2370 euro, 37.75 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York closed, gold is trading lower, coffee closed higher, cocoa closed lower, copra closed higher, palm oil closed higher, crude oil is trading lower, copper closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading lower, the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National MTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The National Rugby League Challenge, after a weekend off, will now witness its round 14 match this weekend. As Godwin Eke reports, the National Rugby League competition will head into its grand final round after 3 weeks.
Now, after a weekend of the National Rugby League competition, took a time off to allow a crossover to take place. Now, various rugby league teams from around the country in the National Rugby League competition will travel into Port Mosby to challenge teams such as the NCDC Port Mosby Vipers, the Gulf Iso, the Croton Hela Wigmen, and of course the other teams that are also based in Port Mosby. Now, after this coming weekend's match, the round 14 match kickoff as of tomorrow, the National Rugby League competition will only see 3 more rounds before it jumps into its grand final round. Now, the current top team leading the National Rugby League competition in the season so far are the Engam Mioks. Now, to all rugby league enthusiasts in and around Port Mosby, you can purchase your tickets at various outlets in Port Mosby to go and support your team. Godwin Eki, Trukai Sports.
To combat sports now, Godwin has been following up with the PNG Boxing Union on their preparations in the lead-up to the Pacific Games, and also PNG's kickboxing team that is preparing to attend a fight in Miami, USA next month.
Around 10 fighters, both male and female, who will be traveling next month to US to attend an amateur fight where these fighters' main aim is to expose themselves as well as to identify potential promoters who can select these fighters to be based in both America, Australia, or even here in PNG and keep in contact with them. Now, PNG Kickboxing Federation President Stanley Nandek says one of the biggest hurdle currently the federation is facing is sponsorship. They are hoping that before next month, the federation will have some form of support so that teams can be taken to USA, Miami, to attend one of the biggest kickboxing event in USA. Now, moving to kickboxing, PNG Kickboxing Union has also been busy in Port Mosby and, of course, around the country, where some of the athletes, a total of 38 of them, have been busy here at the St. John Guy Stadium, also preparing for the 2023 Pacific Games. Using their own gym facility here at the St. John Guy Stadium, supported by the PNG Sports Foundation. Now, according to the head coach, Mark Keto, he said that a total of 38 fighters are currently here at the St. John Guy Stadium to continue their training in preparations for the Pacific Games. Now, currently in total, there are 38 fighters, both male and female, who are preparing for the Pacific Games. According to Mark Keto, the number will be trimmed down come September so that the justification committee, together with the panel who will be selecting the fighters to attend the Pacific Games, will have to cut the number down before any selections are made to join Team PNG. Godwin Eki, Trukai Sports.
This evening saw the presentation of trophies by Trophy House to the Port Mosby Basketball Association, a second of such initiatives since their initial collaboration last year.
During the small but significant ceremony, the Trophy House General Manager, Paul Passive, affirmed continuous support to the Basketball Association and stressed on Trophy House's objective in assisting sporting associations such as the Port Mosby Basketball Association.
Yeah, but still we are a big supporter of sports here in Papua New Guinea. As a matter of fact, that's what our business is. Our business is the business of celebration. That's why we got into the business of trophies.
In his thank you remarks, the Port Mosby Basketball Association General Manager, Sleeve Mohu, called the occasion fitting as the finals are expected this weekend. He thanked Trophy House for their support to the association in embracing basketball in the nation's capital and noted the trophy categories.
Yep, we have trophies for the 2 grand finalists, the winners, and then the runner-ups, both men and women's category. And then we have the MVPs. There's a finals MVP, and then senior the season's MVP for both men and women. And lastly, we just introduced this year. We introduced for the most improved players.
As of last year, Trophy House is a sponsor of the Port Mosby Basketball Association alongside its major sponsor, Credit Corp. Natasha Ovoy, Chukai Sports.
After 2 weeks of time out, the Port Mosby National Rugby League competitions are back, picking up from where it left off. This afternoon saw the week 1 of round 2 competitions.
The first 3 games of round 2 competitions saw Maganis go up against the Rapopo Sanctuary Paga Panthers in the under-20s, the Women's League and the A grade. Since the 25th of last month, the league called off games to urge teams to complete registrations of their members and teams under the association for the league's effective continuity. 50 kina is the registration for individual members. This was affirmed by the league's competition manager, Mackenzie Minor. The league's administration confirms that registrations are now settled and competitions will continue this weekend for round 2. Natasha Ovoy, Chukai Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
CocaCola Sports. CocaCola Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
Weather forecast for the next 24 hours in the southern region. Port Mosby City, mostly fine, partly cloudy and windy. Daru, partly cloudy and windy. Kerema, partly cloudy with possible overnight showers. Alatau and Popondetta, partly cloudy with possible showers. In the Mumase region, Ley City and Vanimo, partly cloudy with few showers. Medang and Wewak, partly cloudy. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Buka, partly cloudy with few showers. Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with possible showers. Kavieng, partly cloudy. Kimbe, partly cloudy with possible showers. In the Highlands region, Goroka and Kundiawa, few showers tonight, then morning fog. Mendi and Wabeg, cloudy with some showers tonight, then morning fog. Mount Hagen, cloudy periods with some showers and possible thunderstorms tonight, then morning fog.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Friday, the 21st of July, 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.